Hello. All right, the second chart that we're going to look at is gold. On this channel, I always give you one or two charts on Monday or Sunday, which is basically something that you can, monitor and hopefully get some trading opportunities from it. So if you're new here, make sure that you watch the video till the end so that I just take you through a breakdown or a top-down approach. The best way to do the top-down approach and get a better understanding of where the market is most likely to go from where it is currently. All right, so let's get started. So on this channel, let's just remove some of these drawings. We will get to them later when you come back to this time frame. On this channel, I always tell you that I always emphasize that it's impossible that you can just open your chart and then go to M15 if you're someone that trades M15, and then you get there and then you start executing and saying I'm buying or selling based on the structure on M15. If you do that, you're going to miss out on a lot of information, the bigger picture. You're going to miss a lot on a bigger picture because you'll find that your smaller time frames are saying sell, 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 sell. But when you check your monthly or weekly, you are hitting a very strong support. If you don't check the other time frames, you're going to miss out on that information. All right, let's get started. So this is how our what do you call this? Our monthly chart looks like. And if you're someone that has been on this channel for some time, you'll remember that we had said that the nearest area of support is anywhere from here. Let me just bring that so that you can see. Anywhere from here. That's where we said anywhere from here. It's a very nice area of support. But in this case, we missed it. But we said the best one would be this somewhere there. But it's not a must for the price to get there. You just need to understand where are these sensitive areas so that when the price is approaching them, you know that you need to have your thing, your thing ready. You need to be there watching, waiting for the perfect moment to pull the trigger. So in this case, the price missed that support by a few pips, and then now the nearest resistance is this one, which is the one that pushed down and broke support, and also a bullish trend line if you wanted to put somewhere there. It did break a couple of key structures when the price was moving to the downside. And look what the price did now. Because remember, when the price is turning and it's missing this area of support, you need to ask yourself if this is just going to be, it looks like just a pullback before you come and test it nicely, or is this a reaction or the reversal until we hit the resistance. So you need to look at all the sides to say what's there that's happening that could suggest that the price is reversing, or that could just suggest that this is just a pullback. Now, if you look at this, you see that you've got bullish engulfing. So this strong bullish candlestick could suggest that the bulls are already kicking in, and they could also continue and push the price to somewhere there. So there is some this bullish engulfing pattern is a very strong and positive a pattern that is showing some reversal. So when you see this type of a pattern forming at the right location, the price is most likely to reverse and go in the opposite direction completely. So now on this monthly, we'd say that our support is somewhere there, our resistance is somewhere there. The price is still quite far from both the support and resistance. It can still go up, it can still come down. If you get some buy trades, you can do that. You can buy. If you get sell trades, you can take those. But if you're planning to take those trades that you can hold for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I think this one has got higher chances of going until there. But also look at how it went up. This was very aggressive. And remember, the price doesn't always move in a straight line. It's a nice move is the one that does this. A nice trend is the one that does this. So this can still pull back before continuing, but we've got higher chances of going to the resistance more than we can go to the support. But this being trading, it's all about probabilities. Anything is possible. Now let's look at our weekly charts. This is our weekly chart. Yes, remember on monthly we got what? We got monthly bullish engulfing, which is the one that said the bulls are now kicking in. Now look at the weekly one. The weekly one is moving down strongly, moving down strongly, moving down strongly. All of a sudden the price is playing here. It's failing to make a new low. So this is when you're saying, hi man, these bears or these sellers are no longer as strong as they were when the price was coming to the downside. Because when they were coming from there, they were just breaking the previous low, breaking the previous low. Now all of a sudden we are failing to do that. We are playing around the same level. We are basically doing something like this. This is a sign that these bears are becoming weak. The sellers are becoming weak. The bulls are pushing. The bulls are fighting. That's why all of a sudden they defeated them and reversed the price, and it gave us that bullish engulfing on monthly. You see, the signs are there that the strength of the bulls or the bears is no longer the same. That's why you need to look at the entire structure. How are you moving? Are you still showing the same momentum or what? So here we can say that this time frame is now definitely bullish because we had a very nice bearish trend line here. We had area of resistance there and it was hit. Now the price went down. It went down. It only came here. It failed to break the previous low. That's a sign that the sellers, they hit the resistance. They were supposed to recharge and continue to the downside and break the low, but they did not do that. That's a sign that they're becoming weak. Now the price all of a sudden it moved up and then it broke that bullish trend line. I mean the bearish trend line. It also broke their area of resistance. That's why we are saying this time frame is now bullish, and currently we are inside the old area of resistance here, which is the one that is currently holding the price. But you need to keep in mind that it's no longer fresh because it was hit here and the price reversed and came all the way until here. Now we went up again, and look at how the price turned before going up. It formed what you call bullish rejection candlestick, and it broke the range. So that's why when you see the price forming a rejection candlestick and also continuing with the momentum in that direction, it tends to usually it tends to continue in that direction for quite some time. In this case, the only thing that's working against it is that we have now hit the next opposing structure, which is the resistance. If the price was to break this resistance like this, then you will have an area of support here, which is not good because of what the candlestick that we're seeing there. But you can also say, let me get some confirmation and hope that the price will continue to at least until there and then until there. Remember, the higher it's moving, it will be approaching what? If you still remember, it will be approaching our monthly area of resistance, which starts from somewhere there. So that's why we said this has got higher chances of what? We said it has got higher chances of going up, but we know price doesn't always move in a straight line. It can still turn, play around here before going there, but this has got a chance to go all the way back there. So that's all that we have on monthly, on weekly. If it breaks that, it will give you a chance to maybe catch it and hope that it will do something like that. But it being inside the area of resistance, it can still reverse also and go back to somewhere there. Right? So it all depends on how the price is reacting from that area of resistance. So as we're zooming in into smaller time frames, we'll get to see or get to have an idea of whether on short term is this thing gonna give us a pullback or is it gonna break or what. So that's all that we have on our monthly chart. Let's do the daily chart. So the daily chart is like this, and we are inside daily area of resistance there, and this is the daily area of support, and this is our bullish trend line. This is our bullish trend line, right? And now we are inside the resistance, right? And if you look at the candlestick from Friday, it is suggesting that the bears tried to push the downside, but the bulls, before the market closed, the bulls forced them to go back up. So that's why we ended up with a candlestick that looks like this, which is a bullish rejection candlestick. So this candlestick, which suggesting that the bulls are not yet out. It's not. It's just that yes, it's the one that is. If you wanted to sell and then you're getting this candlestick, you need to be careful. I would suggest you wait. So now we are inside a resistance. If this type of a candlestick was forming inside a support, then you will say that yes, this is what I want. The location allows me to execute in this direction. But now the problem is that this candlestick is suggesting that the bulls are strong, but at the same time we are inside a zone that is suggesting that the bears are the ones that are owning that, because of what? It's a resistance, and we know a resistance is a zone that is being owned by the sellers. So now what do we do? That's the question. So I think if you get some trades here short term, you can try your luck and push until the trend line. We are always pushing against until what? The next opposing structure. Or if the bulls don't allow for that to happen, they will push up and break this guy and then you can buy the pullback towards the next or the nearest valid support. So it all depends on how is the price gonna react here. It can push down, that's possible. It can push up also, but pushing up, you won't get trades here. You'll have to wait for it to take out this guy first before you can search for buy trades. So let's see our H4. So it's very important that when you are looking at these time frames, you have to look at both sides. Don't always say, I want to buy. I need to always look for reasons that will add to my basket and say, I need to buy. If there's something that's going to say to you, hey, buying is not a good idea, don't ignore that. Do not ignore that. That's why you need to look at all the stuff, the things that are applying at the time, and then you weigh your options. So this is our H4, and as much as it is bullish, we know we are inside a daily support, and now we hit H4 support. So what is important, that's why we are saying, even if you knew that you are inside a daily resistance and now you are trying to search for sell trades, let's say you had used this to say, I'm seeing some rejection and the location allows me, because we're inside a daily area of resistance, let me execute using that rejection candlestick. You are not gonna say, because you are coming from a daily, you're gonna break the H4 and just continue like that. No, you need to remember, you got your confirmation on H4. So when you're talking about the next opposing structure, it needs to be on your H4 or it can be on your daily, but whichever one is hit first, that's where you're going to exit. So in this case, the price moved until the support and then now it went back up. So now the problem is that, unlike what we saw on Nasdaq, this was a zone that pushed the price down and broke a support and a trend line, I think. So that's why we could say we are selling from that. But on this one, on gold, this is nothing. It didn't do anything. It just pushed down until the nearest support, but it didn't do anything. So that's why if you want to sell, that's very risky. You can only sell using the logic that you are still inside a daily area of resistance, which means you still need to wait for confirmation. Because of what? On this time frame, there's really nothing that has happened to the current structure on this time frame. We still have our nearest support here, our resistance, we know we're still inside that one. So I don't think it would be a good idea for you to sell. But if you get trades confirmation, make sure that you wait for confirmation, and you'll be saying you're trading from inside the same daily support, resistance. So because on H4, there's really nothing currently that is suggesting to you that you could sell. So we can lean towards selling, but you need to remember, this guy is still the support, still not yet out. You get confirmation, you'll still exit there. If he's broken, then it means now you'll be saying on H4 we have broken the support. Then maybe if it breaks that and then it goes up, you can say I'm selling from this resistance, because this resistance is the one that pushed the price down and broke the support. That's why I'm buying a retest of that resistance. Then you'll be targeting the next opposing structure, which will be in this case the trend line. Again, if the price breaks the support, you will remove this from your zone. It won't be the nearest support anymore. You'll have this one here, which is why when you are selling, you'll be targeting either the resistance, the trend line, or the support. You need to make sure that you're targeting the valid next opposing structure. So as things stand, we can say that as much as we're inside the resistance, we don't really have anything to do on this time frame at the moment. If you want to sell, it will be maybe getting some pin bars there that are suggesting that the bears are kicking in, and you know that the location, you being inside the daily resistance. If not, then you don't have a trade. You just watch the price move up, and maybe it will move up and break the very same resistance, which is the daily one. Then you will say, oh, now the resistance has been taken out. It means if it moves up, it will allow you to draw a trend line here. It will allow you to have a new area of support there. If the price moves up and breaks that daily resistance, then it means if it pulls back to this support, we'll be saying, because we are bullish, we put a nice support here, you will be allowed to execute trades from this to the upside. That's how you trade. That's how you look at both sides of the story to say which one is most likely to play out. And for me, for this one to play out and for me to trade it, what must happen? And for this one to play out, what must happen? So that you're not always one-sided. You're not always looking on like things to happen the way you want. No, anything can happen. That's why you need to say, as things stand, for this, if this happens, I will only trade if I see 1, 2, 3 happening. If that happens, if the price takes that direction, I'll only trade in that direction when I see 1, 2, 3 happening. That's how you increase your odds, so that But the most important thing is for you to be able to locate the most sensitive areas where the price is most likely to react. When the price gets there, then you start to say, now that the price is here, I want to see 1, 2, 3 happening so that I can execute it this way or that way. That's it, guys. That's all that I wanted to show you there on gold. Let's just do maybe look at H1 and see, but it's most likely gonna be the same structure that we saw on our H4. And as you can see here, the price moves down to that H4, which is also us having a nice H1 support, and then you start seeing it being rejected like this. If you wanted to use that as your confirmation for you to say I'm buying until the price reaches the next opposing structure, you could have done that. You could have done that. You see, that's why you need to make sure that when the price touches a sensitive area and you get confirmation, you can execute. If you get confirmation in the middle of nowhere, that's not something that you should consider. You cannot tell me about taking a buy using the bullish rejection candlestick that is happening at a resistance. Why are you buying at a resistance to start with? You see, so these structures, they need to form at the right location. Location is very important. All right, guys, so that's all that you can expect from gold. We said if you were saying you're getting something there at the top inside that resistance, you'll still be targeting this. If not, then you don't have a trade. So without confirmation, this one, you don't have a trade. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe or like a video on YouTube. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one, and good luck with the upcoming the coming trading week. Thank you.